Okay, we're ready to start. We have a quorum. I'm going to welcome everyone to the Land Use Committee and City Council. I hope everybody's healthy and well. We're here. We had two bills. The one bill, I think it was 20-0611, was canceled, rescheduled. The first bill is City Council Bill 20-0617. And before we begin, I'm going to turn it over to Matt so he could do roll call and his script. Matt?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Members of the committee, if you could respond when I call your name, I'd appreciate it. Chairman Reisinger?
Here.
Vice Chair Sneed?
Here.
Councilwoman Clark? Do not see Councilwoman Clark in the list. Councilman Costello?
Present.
Councilman Dorsey? Councilman Dorsey? I see him in the list, but he may not be able to respond at the moment. Councilman Pinkett?
Here.
Councilwoman Middleton?
Here.
And Councilman Stokes?
I am here.
I see Councilwoman Clark has joined us.
Here.
Thank you. And before we begin, I'll just briefly go over a process for public testimony for everyone who is joining us from the public. If you're connecting via computer, we ask that you use the raise hand function to let us know that you would like to testify. Users who call in don't have a raise hand function and can't be identified by name, so we will unmute each caller one by one at the public testimony portion of the hearing. Attendees will hear 2 beeps when they're unmuted. Each speaker must state their name prior to speaking, and if we can't understand the person, we will ask them to either call back or provide testimony through the chat function. Here you can see in the lower right hand corner there's a participants button and then the chat button right next to it. If you click on participants, there should be a hand icon just to the right and above. That is to raise your hand. Depending on how you've logged in, that could be next to your name in the list of participants instead. And if you're not able to find the raise hand button or it doesn't seem to be working, you can also use the chat function to send a message to the host so you can let us know and we'll make sure you get a chance to testify. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Matt. As I said, we're on City Council Bill 20-0617. The purpose is permitting, subject to certain conditions, the conversion of a single-family dwelling unit to 2 dwelling units in the R8 zoning district on the property known as 1801 Holland Street, Block 0225 with Lot 001, as outlined in red on the accompanying plat, and also granting variances from certain bulk lot area size and off-street parking requirements. All the public notice requirements have been met. At this time, I'll call on the sponsor, Councilman Bullock. Are you there? Councilman Bullock? No? Okay. Hello? Yeah, we'll start on we turn off the mute. I got some background. Huh? Okay. We'll start with the planning staff. Martin.
Thank you. Martin French for the Baltimore City Planning Department and Planning Commission. At its regular meeting on October 8th of this year, Planning Commission considered this bill. They unanimously recommended approval of the bill and made these findings specifically. that the proposed use would not be detrimental to or endanger public health, safety, or welfare, would not be precluded by any other law, including an applicable urban renewal plan, as there is none for this property, would not be contrary to the public interest, would be in harmony with the purpose and intent of the code, the zoning code, and meets all criteria for approval specified in subsection 5-406B, the zoning code of Baltimore City. And in addition, adopted the findings recommended by staff in the staff report. And specifically with regard to the findings, because this bill contains 2 variances, the Planning Commission found that the variances were required because of unnecessary hardship or practical difficulty imposed in complying with the zoning code. This particular property is completely covered by a 3-story building. It is unable to provide any off-street parking as a consequence of that. This building is also a very large building on an unusually small and triangular-shaped lot at the intersection of a couple of very busy streets in West Baltimore. And therefore, specifically, the Planning Commission concluded that the application was not based upon any interest of the current owner of the property, that he had created this particular situation. Secondly, that there was, no specific desire to increase, or not based exclusively upon the desire to increase the value or income potential of the property, given that its large floor area meets the floor area per unit type conversion standards in the zoning code, if this was being applied, which it was not in this situation. The planning staff also recommended, and the commission concurred, that the variances would not be injurious to the use and enjoyment of other property in the immediate vicinity, would not substantially diminish or impair property values in the neighborhood, would not adversely affect the city's comprehensive master plan, any urban renewal plan, or historical and architectural preservation district, would not be detrimental to or endanger public health, safety, or welfare, or in any way be contrary to the public interest. On that basis, Planning Commission is recommending approval of the bill. Thank you.
Okay, any questions for planning? No? Okay, let's move on to BMZA. BMZA? Okay, I see here BMZA is favorable. DOT?
Afternoon, Mr. Chair. DOT stands by its report, which is no objection.
Thank you. Let's go to Law Department.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. This
Good
is
afternoon.
from the City Law Department, and with Mr. Friend, with the Planning Commission's oral, as well as what's in their written report, you have enough facts before you to pass the conditional use and the variance as well.
Okay, thank you, Victor. Let's go to HCD.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. Stephanie Murdoch, Legislative Liaison for the Department of Housing and Community Development. We
Yes.
stand by our report. No objection.
Thank you. BDC.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. Nikki Davis, Baltimore Development Corporation. We stand by a report of no objection to this bill.
Thank you. Fire Department. Fire Department has no objection. Parking Authority of Baltimore City.
Good afternoon, committee members. This is Brett Thorne with the Parking Authority. We have reviewed the legislation and we do not oppose passage of the bill.
Thank you. That's all the agency reports. Let's go to public testimony. Matt, we have anyone to testify on it?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just a reminder to everyone joining us from the public, if you would like to testify, please raise your hand to do so. It looks like we have one caller who I'll unmute now. Caller, if you have any testimony, please go ahead. No response, and does not look like we have anybody else who would like to testify.
Okay, thank you, Matt. So at this time, I need a motion to move the finding of facts. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Costello, second by Clark. Gotcha. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. The ayes have it. The finding facts pass. On this conversion bill, there's no amendment, so I need a motion to move the bill favorable. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Costello, second by Clark. Thank you. Take a vote. Rice Seeger's a yes. Sneed?
Yes.
Sneed's a yes. Clark?
Yes.
Clark's a yes. Costello?
Yes.
Costello's a yes. Dorsey? Dorsey?
Yes.
Dorsey's a yes. Middleton?
Yes.
Middleton's a yes. Pinkett?
Yes.
Pinkett is a yes. Stokes? Councilor Stokes? Stokes is a yes?
Yes.
Okay. We have yes. Council Bill 20-0617 passes, and this bill will come out November the 16th. This includes City Council Bill 20-0617. Now we are on okay, I'm ready. Now we're on City Council Bill 20-0624. This is the purpose of amending in accord with the recent mandate of the Critical Area Commission, the definitions of buffer and critical area and the provisions governing designations of the critical area and providing for a special effective date. Public notice requirements have been met. At this time, we will have I recognize Department of Planning who's testifying for planning.
Hi, good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and City Council members. Hi, my name is Bruna Attila. I'm the Coastal Planner with the Department of Planning, and I'm here to present to you Council Bill 20-0624. I wanted to start by providing a little bit of history on the program and the recent changes that took place earlier this year. This past May, I was here during a Land Use Committee hearing and presented the changes we were proposing to the camp program. The changes were approved by the committee and signed by the mayor in June. I should mention that the state requires the camp manuals be fully approved by a jurisdiction before the Critical Area Commission votes to approve and adopt the changes to a jurisdiction's program. So after our internal process was finalized, the state voted to approve our proposed changes to the camp program in September 2nd. But along with the approval of our program, the state did require that we update 3 definitions listed in the zoning code and in the camp manual itself. So those are the definitions of buffer, the definition of critical area, and the language related to the designation of critical area. And the state required the adjustments or refinements really to those definitions because the language on our camp manual must match exactly what is listed on COMAR and on the state's Natural Resources Code. And I should also mention that the Planning Commission heard the changes proposed with this bill on October 22nd, and they voted to approve the changes. And I wanted to affirm that although we are required by the state to make the adjustments to the 3 definitions, the adjustments do not change the substance or the meaning of the terms and will not result in changes to how Baltimore's Critical Area Management Program is implemented throughout the jurisdiction. And that's really all that I have today, and I'm ready to take any questions. And I apologize, my camera is acting up and not working at all today.
No, you're good, Attila. That's 3 separate amendments, correct?
No, it's a single.
It's one amendment for definitions of buffer critical area, right?
Yes, and the designation of critical area. It's just really refinements to the language that we had on our manual because they were outdated and that was unfortunately not catched while we were revising the manual.
Yes.
And the state let us know after we had gone through the full adoption and asked us to revise to make sure that it's exactly the same as listed in Colmar.
Okay, I'm good. Any of my colleagues have a question? Planning? No? Okay, good. So, at this time, that was the only agency, planning, right? Oh, okay, I see. Thank you, Attila. BMZA? Agency report from BMZA? Okay, they said they had no objection. Law Department?
Good afternoon, it's Vic Turvola. The Law Department sees no legal impediment to the passage of the bill.
Okay, thank you. So there are 3 agencies that they were referred to. So we don't have any public testimony on this, right? You see any? Just to keep it clean? What? Okay, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We still have one caller who I'll unmute now. We give them a chance. Caller, do you have any testimony? Okay. No response, and does not look like anybody else wishes to testify.
Okay, thank you. So at this time, there's an amendment. So I ask, is there do I have a motion to move the amendment?
So moved.
Who? Clark?
Second.
By Costello.
Second by Costello. Okay, let me get it straight. Clark moved the amendment. Eric, you second it? All those in favor of the amendment say aye. Aye. Those opposed say nay. The amendment passes. Now I need a motion to move the bill favorable with the amendment. Do I have a motion to move?
Motion to move favorable with amendment.
Second. That was Middleton.
Yes, yes.
Milton moved and Clark second. We'll take a vote. Vice Chair votes yes as amended. Sneed?
Yes.
Sneed's a yes. Clark?
Yes.
Clark's a yes. Costello?
Yes.
Clark, Costello's a yes. Dorsey?
Yes.
Dorsey's a yes. Middleton?
Yes.
Middleton's a yes. Pinkett?
Yes.
Pinkett's a yes. Stokes? Stokes? Stokes is a yes. That gives us 8 yes. The bill passes amended, and the bill will come out November 16th with second reader. This concludes the hearing on 20-0624. This concludes the land use hearing. Thank everyone and be safe.
Thank you.